Welcome to the module focusing on the security of data. In this module, we'd like to think about why ensuring and maintaining confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity of data should be the main purpose and role of computer security policies. Let's start by reaching back to the essence of this problem. Why does computer security usually fail against attacks? The reason is that system users are often unaware of the threats they're facing. And if they're unaware, they can't counteract the threats. The second aspect of data security that relates both to users and administrators is a failure to clearly identify the resources that require protection. There's a common thinking pattern that pictures a safe computer network separated from the big bad internet with a firewall. This has been outdated for some time now. You can't base your security policy on this type of assumption. One problem that relates only to computer systems administrators is their unchecked belief in technology. We tend to think subconsciously that since we've paid a lot of money for security solutions provided by a popular brand, they'll be completely reliable and efficient. If you don't know the mechanisms behind a solution or technology, or don't even know attack vectors, running a piece of software or a tool won't make you secure. Users and administrators need to keep track of new developments and utilities in the system security field and deal with threats differently than is shown in this slide. Why is this all so hard? The main reason for this difficulty is a new growing trend known as the consumerization of IT. The tables have turned since the development of high-tech software and devices. In the past, new technologies were enterprise-led and only after time emerged on the consumer market. Devices were customized for the needs and goals of businesses. Today, there's no recognizable boundary between consumer and corporate technology. Appliances and software are being designed with users in mind. What are the effects of this reversal? It's harder to say whether the smartphone you're holding is a company device or a private device. The same technology can be used at work and for play. It wasn't quite this way a while back, and this shift seems to have blurred the lines between business computer systems and home systems. New developments mean that more and more people can work from home. And we use our own devices, a laptop or a smartphone, for work. System administrators have limited control over these devices, if there's any control at all. Administrators can't force us to stop using our own devices because our productivity would be lowered. We can do some tasks remotely while traveling or on holidays. Companies can't ban sending emails from outside their offices. While this would improve security, it just simply isn't feasible. Given this new emerging reality, IT security staff have to reformulate their strategies and actions. A good solution for this problem was introducing a new term. It's ridiculous to say that our security measures are ineffective because script kids launch exploits remotely. Advanced persistence threat has a different ring to it, though. Saying that we can be susceptible to threats that are advanced and persistent is not equivalent to an admission of guilt. APT was coined and defined in 2006 by the US Army, when the military began to realize that existing computer security models were ineffective. Funds on fighting launched attacks were irrationally high compared to the results. Something had to be changed. Originally, app referred to persistent threats, or those threats that were a long-term risk. A good example of persistent activity is the slew of attacks on American high-tech companies that were detected by Google and occurred from 2006 to 2007. In this attack, email boxes of the company's staff had been monitored for over a year. Today, advanced persistent threats are understood as attacks that successfully launch malicious software on targeted computers. Malicious software is a broad term. We'll show you why launching a program can cause an attacker to take over a system. Local attacks and large-scale attacks that exploit vulnerabilities in security systems. We'll talk about this vector in the following modules. By and large, advanced persistent threats include internal attacks. For the most part, internal attacks render any technological protection measures useless. The last category of threats classed as apps are the attacks that target trusted communications channels. The amount of information exchanged between computer systems is huge. Intrusion detection systems implemented in banks and insurance institutions often react only to active suspicious user actions. Attackers exploit a tendency of specialist IDS tools to react to unauthorized claims payments, but ignore information extraction.